The Power Pod is an exclusive WSB radio production.
But again, just to make sure I'm correct, no chance of ever becoming the king or queen.
No.
Because they haven't revealed the gender.
No, I think she's having a boy, though. My sources.
Wait, what are Nikki's sources?
So I have a Google alert set up for Meghan Markle.
I love it, Nicole. You are a real fan. I love it.
Oh, my God. I love her.
This is The Power Pod with Randi Okray, Christina Aicklen, Nicole Bennett, and your host, WSB's Jared Yamamoto.
Yeah, that's right. You're listening to the Power Pod, and I am, in fact, Jared Yamamoto from the Von Hessler Doctrine on WSB Radio in Atlanta, Georgia. If you followed my career, I started at the Power Hour back at the University of West Georgia, way on back. I've been doing radio for 10 years now, college and professionally. So this is kind of a play on that, the Power Pod. I've got some of my friends here with me where we all talk about current events and news of the week, and we're going to give you some unique perspectives on this. I'm not going to say the buzzword millennial because a lot of people say, oh, millennial, that's not a good phrase to use. I totally disagree with that. I think that we have a young perspective on the current world, and as Randi Okray said last week, which Randi O is with us again today. Randi, what's up?
What's poppin'?
Randi, you said something great last week. You said
I said a lot of great things, but go ahead.
Well, yes, you did. And one of those great things was that millennials are taking over. And I say, you know what? Young people are taking over because that's naturally what happens. Yeah. As people get older, our influence is starting to be seen in political elections, and our influence is starting to be seen around the world, which is such a great thing. You were so smart when you said that last week. But we also have Nicole Bennett joining us. But people are confused about you. We've got a lot of Facebook feedback and some tweets. People want to call you Nikki. I think that's a little easier. But we'll go back and forth. Do you like Nicole or Nikki? What do you like better?
Oh, guys, I really don't have a preference.
Okay.
I need to pick one, I think.
So we'll just call you Nicole Nikki Bennett. How about that?
That sounds great.
And over there giggling, we've got Christina Aicklen, which, again, the Facebook feedback for our first episode that aired last week, people want to call you Tina, too. So you're kind of in the same conundrum that Nicole's in. You know, we've got Randi O. She's established over here. She knows exactly what she wants to be called. People call her Randi O. This is great. But Nicole, you've got the Nikki thing. Tina, you've got the Christina and the Tina thing. So what do you want to be called?
I really think Tina is really resonating today. Today I'm Tina.
You're feeling like
maybe,
a Tina?
Friday I might be Christina.
Yeah.
But,
for April week 4, you feel like you're a Tina this week.
I think so. What do y'all think?
I like TT.
I like.
All right.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Tina. I'm feeling Tina.
Good. We'll go with that. We'll go with it this week.
And I'm happy to be back.
Good. Yes, I know. We had a great first show. Everyone loved it. We're really happy. We're going to do this every single week. Again, the Power Pod is a show where we take the current events of the week and we give a unique perspective on what's happening. And boy, here in Atlanta, where we're based, and around the country, there was a ton of political news that happened. First of all, we had President Trump come in town on Wednesday to talk about the opioid crisis. Then the big news on Thursday morning was when former Vice President Joe Biden announced that he is running for president.
That's why today I'm announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
Which, boy, the Biden mania has been going on for quite a while now. And I'm going to have a different perspective on him because I know a lot of people that are traditional WSB listeners don't think that Joe Biden has a chance. And I'm going to say that I think he realistically does have a chance to win not only the Democrat primary, but the presidency. He just has to be careful with the touchy-feely stuff, and he also has to appear genuine while he's out there on the trail. I think that a lot of these candidates, as we've seen through the 2020 cycle, what are there, 20 of them running for president now? I mean, I feel like my aunts and uncles are joining into the race at this point now. It's getting that contested, and one of the things that I've really noticed with the rise of Mayor Pete Buttigieg, who's the former mayor of South Bend, Indiana, and why he's rising so much in the polls over the last couple weeks is the fact that he can he just seems real and he seems genuine while he's out there. And I think that Biden, with his experience, he ran for president. This will be his 4th time that he's run for president. With his experience in the Senate, I think that he can really take away a lot of Buttigieg's core supporters and really propel himself to win. Because let's face it, the reason why President Trump won in 2016 was because he won those key Midwest states.
Right.
He won Pennsylvania, he won Wisconsin, and he won Michigan. If those states flip a different way, you're looking at a Hillary Clinton presidency. And I think Joe Biden relates more with working class people. I find it really hard to believe that somebody, if you give a blue collar worker in Indiana or Ohio, even Ohio is a huge swing state in most elections. If you give a blue collar worker the choice between Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton, hands down, they're going to take Joe Biden. So he has to jump in, and it's going to be key. These first couple weeks of him running for president are going to be absolutely key for him. He has to establish himself, get the creepy touching out of the way. Although, we were doing our pre-show prep, and this is one of the things that you find something out new about people all the time. And, Nicole Bennett on the show has this weird infatuation with Joe Biden. I mean, so you were happy to hear.
Is it weird?
I don't think it's weird.
Well, so you were happy to hear the news, but you have this bizarre attraction to Joe Biden, and I just have to. First of all, I'll give you a chance to defend yourself. I think Randi O's jumping in there too. I mean, do you guys think he's an attractive man?
I do.
Yes, 1,000% yes.
What makes him so attractive?
To be honest with you, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. One of my TV heroes is Leslie Knope from Parks and Recreation. That's where the infatuation started.
Okay.
But it's just this swag.
Swag.
Smile. I mean, young Joe Biden, by the way, if you have not looked up young.
Yeah. Cutie pie.
I'll have to Google that right now.
Oh, please do, because I'm sitting right here, so I would love to.
So you're saying
God. Whoa.
Politics aside, right? Politics aside, you just find him to be a very attractive man.
Wow, Jared, look at this guy.
Look, Tina's. You got to turn the laptop around so I could see it.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, he is. I mean, he's a handsome
attractive
guy.
man.
But look, that's a Joe Biden in his late 20s or in his 30s there. I mean, that's a significantly different Joe Biden than what we're used to seeing.
But any Joe Biden for me
But
just
even
does
even when his presence, his appearance is very top notch, wouldn't you say? I mean, he looks crisp and clean.
It's genuine to me. I saw him on The View not that long ago after John McCain passed away, or maybe it was before, I can't exactly remember, but he was talking to Meghan because his son went through the same thing. And it just, you can't watch it without crying. He just has this way. I know Creepy Joe, the headlines are out there, but for me, I've just always felt this calming, maybe more than that presence.
More than that.
So you'd be totally okay with him grabbing your shoulders,
Oh,
right?
yeah, it would not be creepy at all to me. Not at
Really?
No, it's not if it's her crush.
Really, there's there's dating apps where you can find older men out there. You could easily go on Craigslist and you could find older man out there if you wanted. If
They're
that's
not
what you're
Joe Biden, Jared. Okay.
Oh, okay, all right. So it's not just the older man kind of.
No,
I
no,
know that a lot of women out there are attracted to older men, but so this is just a genuine infatuation with Joe Biden as the man.
Yes. Absolutely.
I think Joe Biden, just as far as with the politics, I just think he's very charismatic. He has a very likable personality. I think he's funny. He's personable. Like, I just relate more to him as far as his personality. Now, his views, perhaps I didn't study that much about that, but it's okay. I'm going to get informed about it.
We'll hear him speak and get to know his...
Yes, I will learn his views.
Well, it's important. I mean, usually the attractive candidate wins. Now, the last couple presidents, I guess President Obama was a fairly attractive, man. President Trump, hey, listen, I know plenty of suburban moms that love some President Trump, but I mean, listen, there are plenty of other people that don't think that President Trump is attractive at all, and see, look, Christina's over there, like, oh yeah, she knows some people. She's like nodding her head over. You know some people that find President Trump to be attractive, but it's amazing to me that can sway a vote like that. That the attractiveness of a person can sway a vote. And Nicole, you've even brought in this fox.
I do have a prop today.
He's so cute.
And this is, I mean, you have to describe to people what this is. Like, this sits on your desk, and until today, we just found out that this fox is actually Joe Biden?
He's named Joe Biden.
Yay! Because he's a fox.
I mean, if Joe Biden were an animal, he would be a fox, you know? I mean, Foxy Joe. So, I get to have him with me every day at work, and we're going to post a picture, I'm sure. I'm so excited to share him with the world. So excited for this announcement, and so is Foxy Joe.
So does this mean that
so self-conscious now?
Don't be, Nicole.
So does this mean though that your decision is pretty much made up? Like, or are you going to listen to what he has to say, or where are you at on this?
The thing is, I have listened. I really do back this up with. I do agree with a lot of where he stands on the issues. I would quit my job.
Because he's hot.
That's only a small percentage of this, or a big percentage. But I honestly,
listen, I don't know what's in your imagination right now. Okay, you need to relax.
You don't want to know. Nope, don't want to know. No, I'm just so excited. I really do personally think he has the best chance of anyone so far. So we'll see. Who knows? I'm excited, though.
I see Christina over there. I mean, so you're again, Randi and Nicole think he's attractive. I mean, is this? Am I missing something? I just think of him as what is he? 76 or 77 years old.
75.
He is an old. Wow, you knew that quick there. He is an old guy. I mean, if he gets elected president, I think he would be one of the oldest presidents, if not the oldest president ever elected to the office. But I mean, you guys think he's energetic enough? Do you guys think that he's fit for the office?
I could see him making it really far down the line as far as the campaign goes. I think that he would be a great president. I'd like to hear more about, what he stands for, and I need to do more research, as Randi kind of mentioned too. But I think he's got potential.
I think with him compared to Bernie, though, I don't know. Bernie may get him. I mean, he really connects with the millennials and the younger generation. I mean, he's a lot more radical, of course.
There are reports out there. It's funny you mentioned that. There are reports out there saying that the reason why Biden is jumping in there is because the heads of the Democrat Party are upset with where Sanders will take them, and they feel like. Issues on obviously on a presidential ballot, on any ballot, there's not just the president. You vote for other things, whether your state and your local government as well. And they feel like that if Sanders is the Democrat representative, that they're going to get killed in the 2020 election. So whether Biden is for real or not, we're going to find out in the next couple of weeks, because if he's just being pushed by his fellow Democrat colleagues to run for the presidency, then we're going to find out quick, and he's going to fade out. But if not, then we really need to see where he stands, and he really has to have an explosive start to the beginning of his campaign. And I know you guys think he's attractive, and that's okay. Listen, there's nothing wrong with having someone that's attractive. If anything, he's going to do well with women, well with blue-collar voters. We wish Joe Biden well. It's not an endorsement, but we're not endorsing him. I mean, you guys can endorse him if you want to, but we're not going to endorse him.
About it.
But I'm getting the cue here from our producer, Georgie Porgy, that we need to take a break, so we'll come right back. We'll cover all kinds of things, including a new segment here on the Power Pod when we return.
The Power Pod on WSB Radio. Join the show at 800 WSB Talk, or leave a comment using the open mic feature on the WSB Radio app.
Listen, we're learning new things every day about the Power Pod crew. Some strange attractions, maybe. Listen, if you're out there and you are attracted to older people, hey, more power to you. More power to you. But here on the Power Pod, we like to break through things. We have all new segments. We're a brand new show, and we've gotten a lot of feedback here on the show. We've gotten a lot of Facebook. We've got a lot of Facebook feedback. We've gotten a lot of tweets. We've gotten emails, and we just had to make a segment about it, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, well, duh.
It's time to see what you've sent to our saddlebags. It's the Pony Express with Christina.
That's right, guys. So like Jared mentioned, we have a lot of feedback about our new show, and we just want to share it with you. We got a lot of Facebook messages, tweets. We even have an email account. So if you guys want to give us some feedback, please send us an email at powerpodwsb@gmail.com. And don't forget to send us some extra loving on the WSB Radio app. You can do the open mic feature and leave us some feedback. So send us some
yes.
love.
In fact, we do have a lot of feedback from the WSB open mic. First of all, this one is praise to all of us here.
Oh.
Hey, gotta say, I listened to the Power Pod this weekend. Probably one of the best podcasts out there.
Hey!
Really proud of you, J-Rad. You got this, boy.
Woo! Well, I got to thank my crew. My crew is making this for us. You guys are making it great. We're having a lot of fun while we're doing it. There are a lot of people out there that are still not sure exactly what this is.
I was in and out. I heard about this thing called the Power Pod. Could you elaborate on that? Sounds interesting.
Go ahead, Randy. What is the Power Pod to you?
Wants to know more.
The Power Pod is a group of genius millennials talking about current events and putting our little spin on it. There you go.
Perfect. And, we even, there's the one thing about WSB. We have so many freaking studios, and we also have so many freaking desks. I mean, the longest hallway in the world is here at WSB.
It's like 2 miles
Believe it or
long.
not, it is 2 miles long. It is insane. I mean, with studios just lined up left and right. And, Randy has got her BEB studio, which is freaking immaculate. That's Black Educated and Broke. It's a great podcast if you had a chance to check it out.
I love that podcast.
Fantastic podcast. And, I'm fighting for that room right now. They put us in this. It's a good studio, but we could do better. And, there's kind of a turf war going on because there's other podcasts and other shows that want our space. And, another gentleman that works in our building left us this open mic. He's a little fired up with us.
This message is for the Power Pod with Jared Yamamoto. This is Jesse, Jared, Tina, Nicole, Randy. Congratulations on your first podcast. You guys all did a great job. I loved it. But Jared, I have to say, I know you and Randy are competing for the best podcast studio, but I know for a fact that last week you and Tim Andrews stole my podcast studio right out from under me when I was trying to record Dadsplaining a Fatherhood podcast. So Jared, listen closely. If it's a turf war you want, it's a turf war you're going to get. And we'll see which podcast comes out on top.
Now, listen, the Dadsplaining podcast, there's a reason why they're in the broom closet down at the very end of the hall. I mean, all there is, and Randy's seen it over there. She's tried to work in that room before. It is unworkable. There's a mixer with 3 microphones, and half the time when they're recording in there, you have to literally reach around and grab the broom or anything like that. The janitors come in here, the cleaning staff. They're always trying to work around over there. So I feel for the Dadsplaining podcast with Jesse Brooks and Brandon. But you know what? If you want to be big time, you got to be ready to go. You got to be ready to jump into one of these studios. You got to be up here with BEB. You got to be up here with the Power Pod here at WSB. And you know what? I'm getting the cue. Yes, Georgie, I know. We're gonna go to break. We're gonna get to some more news, I promise you, and some more mail right here on the Power Pod.
From Atlanta to beyond, it's the Power Pod.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Power Pod. We've talked a lot about politics today. We've talked a lot about ourselves, a lot about mail. Let's get to the real news of what's happening during the week. Randy O, what's going on?
Yes, okay, so this story that I have is for us techie people, if you're into that kind of thing. And unfortunately, I see none of us are Samsung users. We're like iPhone users.
Team iPhone all day.
Shout
Team
out to
Apple. Of course.
However, for you Samsung people out there, so Samsung delays the release of the Galaxy Fold smartphones. So if you guys know, Samsung has this new phone. It is called the Galaxy Fold. It's pretty massive, but the cool thing is you can fold it and open it. And when you open it, it's bigger, it's wider. You can do all this cool stuff, and you can close it and talk about it.
So is it like a smartphone razor, kind of like that?
Remember
the razor like that?
It's like a flip. It's not really like a flip. It's like a fold.
Oh,
Randy,
okay,
you
gotcha.
can
It
prop
folds
it up
horizontal.
too. You could prop it up.
Yeah, like a book. It's like a
cute.
book. And I thought it was really awesome, but for whatever reason, I don't know what's going on in the streets or whatever. They are not doing it. They put a delay. Now, the lady in the video, she was doing a review about it, and she was saying little bitty things about, when you get a new phone, they have a little privacy protector, a little plastic protector, I should say, that you can take off. Well, that one is built in there, and she took it off, and they told her she wasn't supposed to. She sent it back. They sent her another one, and then they put it on hold. So a lot of people are upset about it.
Now, keep in mind, this is the same company that had the phones that exploded back in 2016.
Right.
I think that was the Galaxy Note 6 or 7.
Something,
And now they've got this foldable phone that doesn't work. I mean, what is going on over there?
Cool,
like,
too.
what kind of beta testing are they doing? I mean, these phones were supposed to last 2 years.
$2,000, by the way.
$2,000. Yeah, not cheap, right? Not cheap.
God.
These things are supposed to last for 2 years, and I mean, the beta testers were saying that it was lasting 2 to 3 days. So this is absolutely ridiculous. Hence why we're all on Team iPhone.
Team
iPhone.
No, but I will say, my dad has a Samsung phone, and those pictures. The cameras are phenomenal.
Yes.
So you're gonna get the exploding phone? Is that what you're saying?
No. I mean,
or the foldable phone that doesn't work.
I do need a new phone because my battery dies like nobody's business. But that's a whole other story. The camera on the Droid phones is amazing.
It is. That is the only good thing about the
So
Droids.
maybe they just got some issues.
Okay, so you're gonna be the beta tester for the next round, huh?
For the podcast, Samsung, if you're listening, if you want to send us a foldable phone.
Hey, look at that. Nicoleo.
Thank you.
With the plug right there. Nicoleo, I know you've got a story over there for us. What's going on?
I'm so excited about this one. I have what some would call an unhealthy obsession with the royal family.
And Joe Biden.
And Joe Biden. I love the royal confession time.
We're learning a lot about you today.
We are. So I guess this story is mainly about the fact that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have decided to keep their pregnancy plans private, which apparently
that
has caused a huge commotion.
What?
Well, I will say, so the UK media, the royal baby content is a huge moneymaker. So that's the main reason they were upset. But I personally, the way that they have treated her, I am totally on board with her choice to keep this private. I mean, pregnancy is hard enough as is. And to have things like bump shaming, the tabloids were saying she was too big, which I didn't.
That's not right.
Horrible to
like
have
that.
them say that she, I guess they took enough photographs of her cradling her stomach and didn't like that, which I think is so odd. So why not keep them out of your pregnancy? I'm totally on board with this. I'm excited. Whenever they're ready to share, I will be here. And I'm so pumped.
Why? Okay, so
Me too. Let's have a royal baby party.
I
Would
want
you
to.
like
I totally do.
What is
Totally
the obsession, Radio? You got my back on this. What is the obsession with a family that's not American, but they're kind of royalty? I mean, she's the Duchess of Sussex, which has. I mean, there's no chance that this baby has any way of taking the throne. Right?
The throne.
Yeah, the throne.
Sounds like a Game of Thrones.
Hey, look, that's how out of touch I am with this story because I just can't. I don't understand. Like, I think a bigger story to me would be that Laura Trump, who's married to Eric Trump, is pregnant with their second baby because again, that's the son of the president of the United States. Now, I get it. You guys are yawning. Now, I think that's a bigger deal just because.
They're American.
They're American, and that's our executive branch there. So I am having trouble understanding why we're paying attention to the royal family.
Meghan Markle is American.
She is
just
American.
To be clear, okay.
Right.
Well-known actress on The Suits, which was an amazing show that she was on.
It was good.
Just so you know.
And this would be
Also, the briefcase girl from what was that?
Deal or No Deal.
Deal or No Deal. That's right. Yeah, listen, she's had a great career, and more power to her for being pregnant. But the obsession
for being pregnant.
for
That baby's gonna be so cute.
It's going to be the first biracial baby.
Oh my God, you're right.
The first biracial baby
huge.
ever.
Okay, that is a big
That's
story.
pretty huge.
That's a big story.
Right.
Publicly acknowledged, which I love that was in the BuzzFeed article that I read. But that's a big deal.
You know what it is.
I think it is.
But again, just to make sure I'm correct, no chance of ever
I don't think so,
becoming the king or queen.
No.
Because they haven't revealed the gender.
No, I think she's having a boy, though. My sources.
Wait, what are Nikki's sources?
So I have a Google alert set up for Meghan Markle.
I love it, Nicole. You are a real fan. I love it.
Oh my God.
I love her. And apparently she, I think, said something alluding to having a boy, but baby Sussex would be 7th in line for the throne. For the Iron Throne, for those Game of Thrones.
Oh Lord.
Okay. All right. So the gist of this story is we're paying attention to somebody who's 7th in line.
Right.
We should focus back on what's going on here in the U.S. We have so many other problems going on here in the States. Why do we focus on the royal baby? More power to y'all that have the watch parties. Have fun.
Good news, though.
Have fun with
Real
it.
good
We
news.
love new life, but stop obsessing over it. Tina, what do you have over
Can
there?
I tell you what I'm obsessing about?
What are you obsessing about?
Not sure if you guys have noticed, but all over social media, even an Instagram filter, Taylor Swift is taking over the world with her 426. Something
So this is this
happening.
Friday, right?
Something is happening on Friday, and let me tell you, it is nothing like anything she's done before. You see pastel colors. It's like an Easter bunny like explosion, like spring colors. She walked out. Actually, I was reading an article earlier, a picture of her walking out in New York, and she had this beautiful merchandise on. Pretty sure it said Taylor Swift on the arm. So, I'm just saying, it is probably a new album that's
Were you
dropping.
using like the mega zoom to see
actually.
whether? I mean, do you want this merch? Does it look good?
I mean, I would wear it. Okay.
You would? Okay,
Yes,
all right. I mean,
yes.
so you were telling me off air that this merchandise is a lot Eastery, a lot of springier than what it was last year.
Right. So a lot of pastel colors, and if you guys are familiar, her last tour was the Reputation tour. Dark colors, snake skin, very edgy vibe, and I really am excited to see what she's about to do.
Now, that last album, the Reputation album, didn't do that well. I know the tour did well.
The tour did.
But the actual album itself was not a success for Taylor Swift standards.
I believe that a lot of her fans are a younger base, so she can have any crowd that, and you guys back me up on this, I think that she has a great fan base. I think that anything she releases, her Taylor Swift fandom is going to grasp and run with, but I believe that her last album was a little too far out for Taylor Swift standards.
Well, we'll have to see what happens on Friday with that one.
I cannot wait.
Boy, I have a story. I have a story for y'all though. So we're going to come back to Atlanta, back to Georgia, where Georgia has become one of only 5 states to recognize esports or video games as an official high school sport. This is freaking awesome news. I am excited. I know Randi O over there. She's been wanting to play some Madden with me for a while, and we finally can go. And if we decided to go back to high school now, we could actually do what we want to do, Randi.
What? Okay. No, seriously, I did play Madden with my little brother and stuff, but I wasn't good at it. Okay, this is not my thing.
But this is a good thing for the kids, right? I mean, think about how hard it is to pay attention to sports now with all the distractions that kids have out there now. There's your iPad. There's basically no reason to really go outside anymore. And I don't want to sound like the old man saying, "Oh, there's an iPad, there's TV, and they got the dang
Grandpa
dag-nab."
Jared.
Yeah, they got their dag-nab phone. It's not like that, but there's just so many distractions that I think that a lot of kids that are growing up now are really good at these video games, and it's a good way for them to express themselves and to have a chance to be an athlete and maybe become a programmer later in life if they go to college for that. Because it is a skill. I mean, I play my PS4 all the time, and let's just say if I ever hop on the mic, I'm playing with teenagers and little kids that completely own me on there. And I used to think I was a pretty good Madden player. By the way, I was ranked back in the day. And subtle
Rank
brag.
doesn't like you tanked. It wasn't good. Is that what you mean? I'm confused.
Listen, do you want a trophy?
I
would.
Make
you one from
and
Dollar Tree.
I'm pretty good, but man, some of these players out there, they're so young, and you really have to give it to them for how much time and effort they're putting into it, and it's really cool to see that some of the high schools around the state are doing that. And in fact, I think Manchester High School in Douglas County was one of the first places to implement this policy. And here's their coach actually talking about how excited he is for this new endeavor.
Even in Georgia, major colleges, University of Georgia, Georgia State, are starting to offer scholarships to esports teams.
See?
Scholarships.
Right? Come on. If you had the chance to get some money for school to play video games, would you do it?
I probably would. I don't know, man. That's easy money. Easy stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. If you knew that
no math? Guys, no math?
Yeah, actually, that's
no
true.
math.
Randy, I think you would be good at that.
I think you would.
You think
be
that?
too.
Oh, I love you, girls. Thank you.
Girl.
So, esports are a good thing. I'm excited for Georgia. Good for y'all. Good for these colleges to find a niche for these folks. Randi, what you got over there?
Okay, I want to kind of switch it up here, a little fun. Okay, we're all millennials, as we continuously stress on this podcast. Mm-hmm. So you ever wonder, what movies were, booming when we were born, right?
Yes! Oh,
okay.
I love this.
Right? Yes. Okay, so I'll start with me, because I'm on the mic. 1987, okay?
Okay, that's when you were born?
Oh, my God.
Oh, you're getting old.
Watch your mouth, Jared. So the movie that's popping in 1987 was 3 Men and a Baby.
Ever seen it?
I remember a little bit pieces of it because it was with Ted Danson. Who doesn't know Ted Danson from Cheers?
Of course.
The guy with the mustache. I don't remember his name.
Tom Selleck.
The mustache.
Come on, you better do it, Nikki, baby.
Love Tom Selleck.
But, and then the other guy, the little with the baby face. What's his name?
Oh gosh, Peter. I don't know. I'm totally blanking.
Were you born in 87? Like, how do you know this?
I was.
Listen, we're finding out some secrets about Nicole today when it comes to.
I love movies. So
you love movies. You love Biden, and you love and
Meghan
you
Markle.
love Meghan Markle.
Meghan Markle and the baby.
So either way, so that's your movie.
That's my year. So what about? Okay, what year are you, Nicole?
1990.
Okay, in 1990, it was, oh my God, a classic, Home Alone.
Wow. Jealous.
I am so jealous.
I love Home Alone.
Who doesn't love Home Alone?
All
Christmas
of them.
classic.
Oh my God, I love it, love it.
Such a fantastic thing. Christina, you and I will answer our questions. Because, again, Georgie over here, I know the research says that we're supposed to take a break now. I get it. We'll come back. We'll have Randy's rundown and Tina and I's answer to the great question, what movie was the most popular when we were born, when we return.
The Power Pod on WSB Radio. Join the show at 800 WSB Talk or leave a comment using the open mic feature on the WSB Radio app.
And we're back, and we've got we're talking about the biggest movie from the year you were born. Randy's already answered. She was born in 1987. What was your movie again?
3 Men and a Baby.
And Nicole, you were born in
1990.
And what was your movie?
Home Alone, classic.
All right, now we're on Christina. What's going on?
Yes. So I was born in the lovely year of 1992.
Oh my God, another amazing movie in 1992. Aladdin.
Wow! Classic!
I wanted to be Jasmine when I was little.
So gorgeous.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried about the new one that's coming out this year. I just cannot you cannot replace.
It's gonna be so awesome.
I hope so. I am praying that it's a good movie because
I can show you the world.
Come on, Tina.
Is that Jasmine?
Oh my God,
She's
is Jasmine
She's
here?
here. Oh my gosh.
With the tiger? What?
And then I was born in 1989 in my movie.
Okay.
An awesome one, Jared.
Let's see what I have. I have Batman. Oh man, love that movie. I think I wore the VHS out to the point where at the end of the movie, it started the colors started to change. I watched that movie so much. So I think Nicolio wins though, right? Home Alone. Come on, that's the absolute.
Home Alone 2 also is a favorite.
Classic. I agree.
Okay, all right.
Completely there with that.
All right, now it's a staple on the Power Pod. People loved it so much last week. It's Randy's Rundown.
It's Randy's Rundown.
Okay, yes, guys. So this was going on to the first thing, Johnny's Hideaway.
Oh, girl, that's my spot.
It is their 40th anniversary.
Wow, this week?
This week.
That is unbelievable. I think my parents used to go to Johnny's Hideaway,
Mine
so
too.
good for
Atlanta
them.
staple.
It's a lot of fun to go up there in Buckhead. If you've had a chance to go, it's a lot of fun.
Strong stiff drinks. Remember that. Also, I wanted to take a minute, since we're bringing it local, I really want to take a minute to thank 420 Fest. Jared and I went there this past weekend, and we had a fantastic time. Lots of good beer, lots of good music.
Maybe you went to Johnny's Hideaway afterward.
Yeah. Ooh, don't tell them where we go. No,
What's next?
Yes, okay, so in Wisconsin, that state, okay, there was a man, 24, he claimed $768 million Powerball jackpot.
And he claimed
And
he claimed that he wasn't surprised about it at all.
Moving on. Seth Moulton, Massachusetts representative and Iraq war veteran, he jumped into the 2020 presidential race.
And this is what he had to say about it.
As a veteran of combat and of the Armed Services Committee in Washington, I will cut the massive weapons programs we don't need so that we have the money to invest in the future. We should build a cyber wall to stop Russia from hacking our elections. And most important, we need to restore our moral authority in everything we do.
Who
Whether
hasn't
it's
said that
appointing a
thus far?
cabinet member, negotiating a treaty, or signing an executive order,
about a Batman
I will
movie.
always uphold America's values.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
Seth.
I
Good
know
luck.
that.
Welcome to the club with everybody else there. What's next?
All right, it's festival season, so Imagine Music Festival, the 2019. Guess who the lineup includes? It is 7 Lions, Diplo, and Red.
Oh my God, 7 Lions.
I know.
Oh, we are all pumped for that. Randy, you're coming with us this year. What's last?
Lastly, we're in Atlanta. So busy Midtown Atlanta Road closed because of what? An underground sinkhole?
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's over there on West Peachtree Street between 3rd and 4th Street. How in the world does this happen
How?
in the middle of a big city like this? It is absolutely insane. Be safe out there. Listen, I think we're done, guys. This was an amazing episode of the Power Pod. I'm so glad that we got a chance to have fun. We're gonna do what we do every single week. Come on, let's all put our hands in. Ready?
Oh, yay!
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Power Pod! We'll see you next week.
Oh my God.